Hey everyone, it's Cecilia from No Compromise, and with me today is Jan Taylor from Relieve and Restore. Say hey, Aunt Jan.
Hello, everybody.
You can jump in whenever you want, jump out when you need to. We're just going to talk informally today about compliancy issues, maybe any questions you have about DIYs, anything. So we're going to get started. First thing we're going to talk about is, I think it was Lena that posted a great resource and link to the doTERRA pages about the oils. I know this is backwards for y'all, but it talks about compliant language that you can use and what each of the oils do. So we're going to hit on a few of those today. That is posted in No Compromise. So if you want to find that, if it's not in the files, I'll make sure we put it in there in a little while. But let's go ahead and hit on a few of the questions. I'm going to add a question bar over to the right. On the question bar, you can post your question, and as we answer them, you'll see the one that we're addressing will be up in the blue section. If you see someone has posted a question and you want it answered too, and you want it to have priority, there'll be a little plus sign there. Just click on that. The higher the number, the higher the priority, and we'll get to it as soon as we can. So let's just jump in right here. Jan and I have really been looking at this, and guys, it's not as crazy and terrible as you may think. It's, I think it's gone overboard a little bit with the compliancy, but I think that's because some people have just not paid attention at all, and it's affected all of us. So it's a little bit of work, a little bit of rewording, and I think we can make all of this work. So let's jump in. Okay, words not to use. Words not to use when talking about essential oils. Well, one of them would be cure. We all pretty much need to stay away from that. I think we know that. Curing, healing, treating, those are not words that you want to use. So what do you use instead of them? Because they're kind of good words. What about promotes? Maybe promotes, soothes, supports or helps support, provides protection, or just protects. Reduces, like as in one of them I saw, reduces the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Gotta love that. Provides temporary relief. Those aren't claims that make promises of curing or healing. That's a lot different. The FDA is really cracking down and looking at those claims that people are making. So those are some of the compliant words that we can use. I was looking at a couple of our diamonds and the notes that they had taken from the leadership call. And they took some really great notes, first of all. But one of them, I believe her name is Mary Crimmins. She took some great notes. There are 8 main points that we want to hit on, that we want to make sure not to do, that have to stop immediately. Now, while I'm talking about doTERRA, and I'm a wellness advocate for doTERRA, this also includes Young Living. They're cracking down as well. Other companies are as well. This is the FDA. It's not just a doTERRA thing. They're not trying to be bullies and pick on just one. No, this is about the essential oils. They want to make sure that these claims are not going rampant out there. People need to be informed and educated. So one of the things that is so confusing right now is, what can I have on my Facebook page? What can I have on my website? It is a little confusing, and sometimes when you read it, it seems like it's contradictory, but it's not. It's not. There's a lot of fine lines, but it's not. It's very simple language, and it's very easy to understand. So let's try to go through these. Now, Jan, feel free to jump in here at any time. If you have a website, and I'm not talking about a Facebook page, a website, something.com, okay, that you go to, you must take all references of doTERRA off. Okay, that's called a static site or a static website. That's a website or a blog. Blogs are included in that. Those are the ones that are being hit hard right now. They're the ones that are really being looked at and scrutinized more carefully. Any references to doTERRA need to come off of that. Names, trademarks, images, all of those things, any claims, you need to scrub your site. You need to clean it. If your site talks about doTERRA products and then it provides a link to your mydoterra.com/Celia Griffith or John Doe, take it off. You may not put the site that directly takes it to you. You may put sites that are linked directly to doTERRA, and we'll get down to that in just a minute. But let's stay back up here on the static sites. We're not talking about Facebook right now, just websites and blogs, static sites. If you have a shopping cart and it takes you where they can load up their cart and then it takes them to purchase them from your My doTERRA site, you must remove that. When you're talking about peppermint, this is again on your website or blog. It's a generic peppermint essential oil, not doTERRA essential oil. That's very important. Now, one thing you can do, you want to recruit and have people contact you about the business. Then you create an email me link where it takes them directly to your personal email and they can ask questions there about it. They encourage you to do that. I mean, you need to promote your business somehow, but there are guidelines and structures to do that with. Let's see. Another thing that's not allowed is contact me about essential oils and put your website again. Not okay. As long as there's not a doTERRA, you can have them contact you, but it needs to be through a personal email or phone number, not your doTERRA website. All right, so now what about your Facebook page? Well, one thing you cannot have in there is you cannot have that your workplace is doTERRA, Wellness Advocate with doTERRA International. And I see a lot of those and they've got the big O with the macron over it. Off. Okay, you can be a wellness advocate. You may also not put your rank. I'm a silver with doTERRA. You may not do that. You may not have your rank anywhere. You may not market it or have their logo on there. If you have a Facebook page, like No Compromise, if you have No Compromises is my Facebook page I chose to create for my oils. Relieve and Restores Jans. I know each of us have one. We manage that page. We try to answer questions on that. If you have that, you may not have the word doTERRA in your title at all. If you have that in your title, you need to remove that. You may not have any links that mention doTERRA that bring them to other sites that have doTERRA sites. Now, one thing you can have is internet links to official doTERRA sites. And I'll give you an example for that. Our Fact Friday that we do. Oh, that I didn't do today. Our Fact Friday, we usually, I'll copy what's in the doTERRA blog or the product information page, but then I will also place that link there. That takes you directly to doTERRAtools.com. It's not through my back office. It has nothing to do with me. It's an approved doTERRA site. The reason that they do that and the reason that's important is because they maintain that site. They handle the compliancy. They are responsible for that. Anything that I'm doing and then claiming doTERRA, that puts their name on it, but I'm the one creating it, and then they're being held liable. So you can understand how they would want to protect that. I mean, when all is said and done, we're just trying to protect the company. We have some great products that we don't want to lose. And what did she say back here? I really liked when she said, please hold. Oh, okay. So the problem is that FDA is getting very serious about this. So even if people are resisting or refusing, they're going to start disciplining guys, suspensions, fines, and even termination possibly. But I liked when she said, you can't let even a few slide by, because when you do, it puts everyone in jeopardy. So that's why we're cracking down on compliancy on the website. And just, you know, I try very hard to, and I know that Jan does too, to say, could you please reword? Would you mind saying something else? We want the questions to be answered. We know that you have real concerns, but they have to be reworded. They shouldn't take the extra minute at the beginning to think about your wording, where you can still get your question answered, but it doesn't put the rest of the group or the company in jeopardy. They encourage private Facebook pages, making sure of the claims that you're that you're claiming, these personal claims. And guys, they're even counting your personal testimony. The FDA still sees that as a claim. So that's even on your family page. You know, if you click on my name, Cecilia Griffith, and you go to my family page where I post pictures, and I make some claim that, oh, doTERRA cured me from, you know, we'll just say cancer. That's a claim, and that's still going to be, I'm going to be held liable for that, even though that's on my personal page. That's not an infringement on my rights. I'm infringing on the rules that are already set before me. So that's something to remember. So, okay, I'm not sure who's kicked in here or who's jumped in, but if you have a question and you want it answered, you can click on the right-hand side and ask us a question, and we will try to answer it. And I'm going to click on Jan, and Jan, do you want to kick in here and say something?
You know, I'm just now clicking on the chat box saying, let us know if you have a question and need to know how to get that chat box up.
Oh, there we go. Hey, Wes. Good to see you, man. He says, my doTERRA office is linked to my Facebook group site. How do I remove it from the doTERRA site? That's a great question. When you go under your Facebook, click on your name. And over, I believe, on the right-hand side, you'll have settings for your Facebook or even profile. And you can go up in the little top right, there'll be like a little pencil sitting there. And when you click on that, you can say edit settings or edit workplace. And what you want to do is you want to go in and remove that from your workplace site. Now, let me know if that makes sense, Wes. And you can actually do that while we're talking. You can minimize and go to that and see if it'll work. But you can, if that is under the, wherever you have that listed under your settings or your personal, your profile, there should be a little pencil up in the right-hand side. And when you click on that, you can click edit, and that'll take you to the page that you can remove it, and then you can say save changes or update, and it should do that for you.
Cecilia, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, I think what his question is, though, is on his My doTERRA site, where he actually purchases his oils, his business site, his website, his name is like mydoterra.com/2guysforoils for Facebook. You know, I think, yeah, is linked to my Facebook group.
Okay.
That's what he's asking.
I don't think that's a problem, Wes, because that's on the doTERRA side. You would have to give them that information like on a business card. Like mine is mydoterra.com/Cecilia Griffith. But say, I know some of the things, I use Never Meet a Stranger for my email. But say I had it on mydoterra.com/Never Meet a Stranger or No Compromise. We'll just say that. I have to give somebody that. What you do in person, hand to hand, is different than what you post on a website. What they're cracking down on, and you can't make claims one-on-one either, but what you put out on a website is for public viewing.
Okay.
I don't think that having it on there would affect it. Now, if you have it on your Two Guys for Oils, if you have that site on your Facebook, you need to remove that. But you don't have to change it on the doTERRA side. Does that make sense? Because you may want to leave that on there on your business card so that when you give that to somebody, every time somebody places an order from me, I send out a business card with it. That allows them to see that website too so they can go on. That's fine. But if you have that link on your Two Guys for Oils, then Wes, yeah, you need to remove that because that links it back to doTERRA, and that's what you do have to take off. Did that answer? Look at you asking questions like a pro. All right. So, what else do we want to talk about today, people?
Can we talk a minute about posting pictures of doTERRA oil bottles when it's appropriate, when it's not?
Yes. As a matter of fact, is it Emily Knight?
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Right. Emily Wright.
Right. Emily Wright. She's actually, isn't she a co-founder,
Yes.
doTERRA?
Yes.
Yes. And she is encouraging, in fact, she's got a little contest going where you can post the link. She's encouraging you to take pictures of compliant pictures with doTERRA bottles and what you're doing. She says, you know, maybe a picture with a baby with lavender there, getting ready for bedtime, you can say. She's got one with some, she says, bath salts already in. Yo, yes, this is going to happen. And it has a bottle of lavender sitting on the tub with like a little bar of soap too, and some calming sugar scrub. That's fine. It's not inappropriate or prohibited for you to take pictures that show doTERRA bottles. It is, however, inappropriate or prohibited, it's against compliancy, to take pictures of the bottles that say doTERRA and then make claims.
Also, it cannot go, the bottle cannot go on a picture with a DIY product. You can't make shampoo and have your own personal shampoo bottle there and then a bottle of rosemary beside it and say it helps with hair growth. You can't do that.
Okay. I'm going to trust you on that one. I don't know that one, so I'm leaning to you on that one. Everything that I've seen, as long as, let me find while I've got you up here. Everything that I've seen is said, they encourage you to take pictures. Let's see. Okay, here's part of it. It says you can make posts on social media that say doTERRA as long as you use compliant claims. You just can't have specific groups / pages that say doTERRA in the title. It's the static websites that can't have doTERRA anywhere. Instagram, Facebook, etc. is okay to use. It is okay to use doTERRA graphics and pictures as long as it is compliant. But however, websites are not okay to use doTERRA graphics or pictures whether they're compliant or not. You can't use them at all on a website, period. And what I see here is any social media material that shows product, etc., even without doTERRA trademarks, just make sure they're legal and compliant, as long as they're in compliance. And I don't see anything in here about DIYs. What I do see is everywhere I see about taking pictures, it's making sure that you're not making claims. That's the big thing, that you're not claiming something that's not in compliance. And that being said, as far as no compromise goes, and I'm sure I don't want to speak for you, you kick in, but if there's a post, guys, that you're putting on and, hey, what do I use for eczema or insomnia, fibromyalgia, you're using all of these medical terms, there's a point that where you just have to stop asking you to reword. This is a real issue, and it doesn't take but one person to kick in and complain and report, and then you're shut down. And it doesn't take that much effort to change your wording, him having trouble sleeping, extremely dry skin, all kinds of different wordings. People will know what you're talking about. And while there are better oils that might help or assist in eczema, what is eczema? Really dry skin. So they're going to be the same ones that help with super dry skin. And that's what you need to think about. Is it worth it? Because there'll come a point that we just will delete posts or remove users if they're habitually doing it. And we don't want to do that because we want people to, this is a journey, guys. We're all on it together. I mean, I got in to help come off a few medications, and honestly, I got in for my son. I just saw his health declining. It was a thyroid problem that they couldn't really get squared away with medicine, like not bad enough to be on medicine, not good enough to not be on it. Started on steroid inhalers for asthma. These are real issues. Was I looking to cure it? No. But what do you do when you take a leave? What do you do when you take Tylenol, when you take Motrin? Am I looking to cure my migraine or the reason that I get it? No, I'm probably going to get another headache in my life. I'm curing a symptom. I'm taking a symptom, not curing a symptom, I'm just alleviating it, relieving it. Well, if I can do that naturally, then why would I not want to do that naturally? That's why I got in. I think that's all of us. Most of us, when we get down to it, it's probably our children or our family members. We want to make a difference, and we want to do what's best. I don't always do what's best for me. Ask me how many pills I've taken on my cleanse. I'm on day 6, and I had it this morning. Well, it was technically this afternoon, but I had it. But I don't always do what's best for me, but by golly, man, I'll sacrifice to do what's best for my kids. And I think that's where we all are. So we want to stay on the group. We want to be there to support one another. And that's why my group, I don't care if you're doTERRA or what you are, we're in this together. We're just family. Anybody else? Who's on? Look at chatters.
How can you find out?
I got nothing. This is all new to me. If this works, we can do this once a week, or, well, okay, maybe not once a week, but we can do this often. We can post these up and have them on YouTube and just address some simple things. I mean, we can even do like a DIY. I can make lights out or something, you know, and have it there where we're seeing how we do things. Just practical. Just, you know, I mean, it's one thing to ask questions. It's another to see it. So it's not rocket science. It's really not. It's messy. All right, any other questions? Wes, ask me something. Let me see if I can go under here.
I can't catch up with y'all. I'm behind you, and I can't seem to catch it.
I hear my mama.
She's sitting with her computer across the room, and it's behind us, and it won't catch up with where we're at.
That is one thing that you will notice if you are on. It is, well, you may not notice if you're not in the same room, but it is about a 30-second delay. But I do like the fact that we can just post this under YouTube, and then you can go back and watch it later. So, and if you think of something, we'll close here in just a minute. If you think of something that you'd like to know, or you couldn't jump in today, or that we didn't cover, just ask. We'll either come back and address it, or we'll address it in the group itself and talk about it. There's something else I was going to talk about.
I can't tell.
You may click on you. You want to say something?
No, Pat was saying, are you showing that she's on our chat, our call? And I said, I can't see that on my end. Can you see?
I see that we have 5. It goes back and forth from 5 and 4 viewers back on the bottom.
Okay.
And the number changes and other people are dropping in, but I don't know how to pull those up right now. And I need to fiddle around with this a little bit more, but I did want to at least get on tonight and at least talk about compliancy issues, and people can go back, like I said, and look at it and give feedback. And I'm totally 100% sure that we haven't covered everything people want to know, and that's fine. Just ask, and like I said, if I don't have the answer, I'll try to find it for you. I'm going to go to who knows. But I think honestly, we're at a point that common sense just has to kick in. We just have to do what we know already, and not look at it as it's a problem or it's a pain in the rear. It's okay. It's just something we need to do. No big deal. All right. Well, if there are no more questions, and everybody's good, then we will cut off for now, and I'll go ahead and post this for others to see, and I'll go on No Compromise and let you know that it's available for viewing. I'll put the link, and then if we have a lot more, that's great. If we have more questions or things that you want to talk about or topics, then just let me know in the comment section, and maybe we'll do another one of these in a week or so. Sound great? All right, for Relieve and Restore and No Compromise, thank y'all for tuning in, and we will talk to y'all soon. Bye now.
Thank you.